how to write the comments. So we'll first go ahead and create comment.php file. Okay, so we'll go into a theme, create a new file which is called comment.php. Okay, and we'll go ahead and paste the entire code over here. Okay, now I'm going to go into the detail of what this does. Okay, so this template file is basically for displaying comments. This is the template that displays the area of the page that contains both current comments and the comment form. So in this file, the first thing we're going to check, we'll test to see if the post is password protected. Okay, so we'll go ahead and use this function post password required, and this function is going to return true if the post requires the password. Okay, which means the rest of the code will not be executed. And then we'll test to see if there are comments associated with this post, because there's no point displaying anything if there are no comments. Okay, so we'll use the have comments function over here. So we have a div, and then we using an if statement checking have comments. Okay, so this function basically returns true if there are comments in the current loop of the post for the post, and this function should be called inside the comment.php after calling the comments template function in page.php. Okay, so this function should be inside the comments.php after calling the other function, which is comment template in page.php. Okay, so this function is going to return true if there are comments for that particular post in the loop. Okay, and then the next function is there's a h2 tag, and then get comments number is going to return the number of comments. Okay, and then we check the condition. If there is only one comment, will display one thought. So over here you can see that this function basically escape HTML_X. This goes ahead and returns the string with the get context, and then it accepts three parameters. First, the string that it needs to return, and then the second is the context that we're talking about. So you're talking about the comment title, okay, and then the slug of the theme. Okay, and then we have used a span. Inside of the span, we'll get the title of the comment. Okay, sorry, a title of the post. Okay, and then if that's not the case, if the comment number is not equal to 1, then in that case we'll have to display a plural message. Okay, so which is why we're going to use the _nx function, and _nx function basically returns the translated singular or plural string based on the singularity of the comment count or plurality of the comment count. For example, if there are 3 comments, then it will display 3 thoughts on post title, and if there is only one single comment, then it will display 1 thought on post title. Okay, and then obviously escape HTML escapes the HTML for security purposes. Right, so then we are using this function, which is number format i18n, and this function basically, let's say, so this function basically number format i18n is going to convert the integer into the formats based on the locale. So now this is going to convert the integer into string, integer number into string number. Okay, and i18n is basically stands for internationalization. Since there are 18 letters between I and n, then that's why the name is i18n. Okay, so number format function formats the number basically. Okay, and then we are using the get the title function to display the title of the post. Okay, in a moment when I show that to you on the front end, this will all be clear. Okay, and then you have the function called get comment pages count, which counts the number of comments. So get page comment checks if there are more than one page for the comment. Okay, so it checks whether there are multiple pages for the comment, and then get option retrieves the option value of the page comments from the WP options table. Okay, So we are checking over here that if there are comments to navigate through. Okay, and if there are, then we're going to go ahead and use this div, and inside of which we are, going ahead and echoing out the string, this comment navigation. Okay, and then we are using the previous comment link function and next comment link function to navigate through different comments. So if there are multiple pages for the comments, if there are more than one comments, then we'll use this function to navigate through. So this will echo out the um, navigational link, previous and next link, for to navigate between the comments pages. Okay, then we have the WP list comments function. Okay, so the WP list comment function displays the list of all the comments for the post, and then again we display the previous and next comments link under the div with the comment nav link. Okay, so you can see that we display the list of the comments, and then we again use the previous and next comment links to display the pagination for the, not pagination as in the uh, previous and next comment links to move around between pages of the comments. Okay, and pagination basically helps to improve load the speed, especially on mobile devices. Okay, finally we have the comment open function, which is going to check uh, you know finally we check if the comments are not open, and if there are any comments, using get comment number function that returns the number of comments, and we check if the post supports the comment using post type support, and if these conditions are met, then comments are closed. We display a message comments are closed. So we are checking over here in the condition that if the post does not allow the comments, we get the number of comments if there are any comments. Okay, and if the post type supports the comments. Okay, and if that's the case, then we'll display a message that the comments are closed because the post doesn't allow the comments. Okay, so we'll display this message using escape HTML function, and then comment form is basically going to display the comment form. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to create a page.php, because if we don't, then to display the pages it will go ahead and use index.php, because we don't have singular.php to display the posts, display the page. So we're going to create page.php. Okay, and we're also going to create the content-page.php. So we'll create these two files. So inside of the template parts, we'll create content-page.php, and inside of the themes root directory we'll create page.php. Okay, now I'll just copy this code for the, okay, let's see. Yep, so this will be for the page.php. So just paste this code and let me explain to you what this does. So this template is for displaying all the pages. So if you go to template hierarchy, you will see that if it's a singular page, and if it's a static page, then it'll come over here. If it's a page template, if it's a custom or default template, it'll look for the page-slug.php file. If that is not present, look for page-id.php. If that is not present, that'll look for page.php. So since we have page.php, we don't have these files, then it's going to follow the hierarchy, and to display a single page, it's going to use the page.php. Okay, so this template is for displaying all the pages. This is the template that displayed all the pages by default. Please note that this is the WordPress construct of pages, and that other pages of the WordPress site will use different template. Okay, so in case if you have created the files like these, then it will use that template page. Otherwise, templates file. Otherwise, it will use this page.php. So we have get header, get footer to include the header and footer.php. Then we have the Cornova primary classes function, which we have already discussed. That it displays the foundation classes for the different templates. Okay, and then it has the loop which checks while have post the post, then to display the content. Remember, in the previous video we also used the get template part, so it's going to include the content dash page dot php because we have a slug name which is page, and it's going to go into template parts directory and look for the content dash page file, and it's going to go ahead and display that. Okay, we also checking if comments are open, if the post allows the comments, and if there are any comments, get comments number will return the number of comments for the post for that particular post in the loop. And if that is the case, then go ahead and include the comments.php file. So basically this comments template function, let's see, so as I explained, that comments template function includes the comment.php file by default. In case if there are no custom comment template file for the theme, in our case there are no custom comment template file, so it'll include comments.php file, so which is why we have just created our comments.php file, which is the one that we just created to display the comments, uh, and that's what will be included using the function called comments template. Okay, so we need to have the comments.php file, and this comments template function by default includes the comments.php file. Okay, so then comments will be displayed over here in this section. Okay, so everything that's there inside of the comment file will be displayed over here, and as we already discussed, that inside of the comment file we were checking if the post requires the password or not, and we were displaying the title, one thought on the post title name, and all of that, okay, was being displayed. Okay, and we were displaying the navigation for the post with the previous comments link and next comment link, etc. Okay, so all of this was being displayed, and then we were displaying the comment form as well, right? And if there were no comments, then we were checking the comments are closed in case if the post doesn't allow the comments. Okay, now the next thing is Cornova get sidebar. So we've already discussed this function earlier, which we have defined inside of the extras.php. Okay, get sidebar function is going to include the sidebar.php, and sidebar.php has the dynamic sidebar function, which is going to display the sidebar. Okay, so coming back to page.php, so page.php is running a loop, and it's going to display the content of the page and the comments if in case there are comments. Okay, and it's going to also include the sidebar. Okay, and so obviously since it's including content dash page.php, we need to write the codes inside of the contents.page.php. Okay, so let's do that now. So inside of the content-page.php, we are using this section article. Okay, the ID is going to get the post ID in the loop. Post class is going to get the classes for the post, and then the title is going to return the title of the post. The content is going to return the content of the post. WP link pages, as we have already discussed, in case if the page is long and if there are page breaks, then in that case it's going to return the pagination for that particular post. Okay, and then edit post link is basically going to return a edit link for that particular post. I think we already discussed that earlier, right? Okay, so since we have that, now I think we can go ahead and go to a particular page to see what's going on. So if we click on one of the pages, you can see that. Okay, I think there is something wrong over here. Let me check. Okay, I think that it says that theme without comments.php is deprecated since the version 3.0. So I think the name that we mentioned, instead of comments we put comment. That is the reason it is not. That is the reason we're getting error. So let's change that. Okay, now let's refresh. That is gone. Okay, so you can see that we have got all of it. So from the header, okay, let's go back on the page.php. So let's write something that this is Imran page, to ensure that it is actually using this particular file. Refresh it, and you can see Imran page, which means anytime you click on a page, even if you go to admin and you go to any page and you view it, it is actually going on that, right? So inside of the menu that we had all of these pages. So I've just clicked on that page. This is just to show you that when you actually go ahead and click on any pages, it takes you to WordPress uses the page.php, and if you didn't have the page.php, it would use the index.php, or even before that, if you had the singular.php, it would have used that. Okay. Now, so let's delete this. Okay, so this is returning the primary classes. Okay, so let's check if that's doing that. Fresh. You can see that these primary classes are, returned by this, echoed by this corner primary class function, and get header basically is getting the header.php, which is responsible for displaying all of this content. And so in the header.php, we have got the site title and tagline and the menu that's being displayed and all of that stuff. Okay, so anyways, so we have this div primary, and that's what's being displayed over here. Okay, and we have the primary classes, which is already explained to you. Then you have the loop going on to display the posts, and it's going to include the content dash page.php. Let's see if that's doing that. Let's type Imran content dash page. Refresh it, and yes, sure enough, it is using the content out of the content dash page.php, which is inside of the template parts. Okay, so over here, inside of this, it's using the article tag, and then this displaying the post ID. You can see that this is displaying the post ID, right? Post dash its ID, and then you have the different classes. Post class function is returning all of these classes over here. Then you have the title, so this is displaying the title of the post. Yeah, entry title. Yeah, entry title, and this is displaying the title of the post. And then it's displaying the content of the post inside of the entry content clear fix. So this is the content, entry content clear fix. Yeah, this content is coming from the content function. Then you have the WP link pages. In case if there were page breaks, then this would have actually, displayed the pagination for this for this post, but there isn't any, so that's fine. Okay, then edit post link is going to display the post edit link. You can see this edit link, it's coming from here. Yeah, span title edit link. Let's check it if that's the case. Yeah, edit link span class edit link, that's what it was, right? Edit is the name, and that's why we have name as edit. Okay, and then right, so once this is displayed, the work of content dash page is done. We come back to the page.php, and the next thing we had was the comment template function. Comment template function, as we discussed, is going to include the comments.php. So the rest of the codes that you can see at the bottom below edit is coming from the comments.php because of the comment template function call. And over here we have the this underscore nx function, which is going to display this text based on the singularity and plurality of the comments. So since we had 11 comments, hence it's going to use this one, 11 thoughts. thoughts. Okay, otherwise if it was single, then it would have used thought. That's the job of this underscore NX function. Okay, and then we have passed the comment number. Comment title is the context, because remember the X actually allows you to return the string with the get context. So context is comment title, talking about comment title, and this is the slug basically of the theme. Okay, and then the number format is going to return the number. Okay, so we have this title. Okay, and then we have this function to display the pagination. Let's see if I have that. We don't have the pagination, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, we have actually. So older comments. You can see this older comments is coming from there. If you click on older comment, you have older and newer comments. So this pagination link is coming from here. Okay. And then you have the leave a reply, which is actually coming from the comment form. Okay, over here. Right. So this is the comment form basically. All right. So I think that's about it for this particular page. All right. And IDQUO is the HTML entity for opening double quotes, and LRDQUO is the HTML entity for double quotes. So if you see over here, we have used these HTML entities, these many thoughts on, and these HTML entities is basically returning the opening double quotes and closing double quotes. Okay, that's just for your information. All right, so we'll discuss further in the next video then. Thank you.